A freezing afternoon in Lake Placid, New York, and Hunter Church is preparing to pilot a two-man bobsled down the track.
Alright, let's do it. 32. So. Have to accelerate the sled as quickly as possible, jump into the sled as quickly and as quietly as possible. My job as the pilot or the driver of the sled is to navigate the sled as quickly and as quietly and as safely down the track. If you're a fraction of an inch to the right, you might crash. So we're constantly riding that fine line of this controlled chaos, I like to call it. But the most exposed part of our bodies is our heads. And for me, that's always been the hardest part about injury in the sport, has been head injuries. But I feel like this arguably is probably the best drug in the world.
Austin, stand by.
Hunter Church is a Team USA Bobsled pilot in both the 2- and 4-man events in Beijing. His journey began when he was 7 years old.
I'm a third-generation slider. So my great uncles actually competed on this same hill, and they competed at the 1946 Olympic trials. And my dad was a slider in the late 70s, early 80s. And when I was about 7 years old, my dad just wanted me to get the experience of bobsled, come up and take a ride down the track. And as soon as I got in, I remember it really vividly because everything was black, probably because I was closing my eyes super tight and felt like I was being kicked off the side of a mountain in a trash can. But I knew immediately after taking that trip that this was something that I wanted to do.
Church progressed through the US junior ranks, and in 2018, at the age of 22, he piloted a 4-man sled to victory in an Olympic qualifying event. Despite that, he was left out of the US team for the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics.
In all reality, it was devastating. You know, I kind of, it took me a couple weeks to recover from it. And in all reality, I thought I might be done with the sport at that point too, because it just felt like, well, I made it, but then I still didn't go. So it was kind of like, what's the point? Why continue to push for this if this isn't something that can happen?
But Church decided he would carry on, and last month came the news that he had been selected for the Beijing Games. That, despite smashing his left big toe with weights in October, that severely impacted his training schedule. One country Church is looking forward to racing against is Team China.
You know, I think for them continuing to progress in the sport is super exciting. I think their potential, because they're all very young too, is through the roof. And I think as they become more successful within their sport, I think we'll see more of an attraction for us to continue to go back to China for, you know, future competitions outside of the Olympic Games, which I think for the sport in general, that's the best thing that could happen.
Church has his own goal to focus on, piloting Team USA to a medal.
The Olympics are one of the most exciting events of everyone's lifetime to be able to witness. And I think being able to go to these Beijing Olympics and come together not only as individuals, but also as a united world, is going to be huge. And I really look forward to the opportunity to, see what Beijing has turned into and all their beautiful venues, and the opportunity to race with my teammates there against everybody else's best.
The US won gold in the four-man event in 2010 and silver in 2014, but missed out on a medal 4 years ago. They might be outsiders, but Church and his teammates will be doing all they can to address that in Beijing. Dan Williams, CGTN, Lake Placid, New York.